Alright, baseball fans, buckle up because we've got some spicy rumors heading your way. Alex Bregman, the two-time All-Star third baseman, might be on the move, and guess where? That's right, folks. There's a possibility that Bregman could end up with the Chicago Cubs. And trust me, this is big news. With the Cubs coming off 4 straight seasons without October baseball, fans are getting desperate for a change. So, what better way to shake things up than by adding a 2-time World Series champ to the roster? But will it happen? Well, stick around because we're diving into the possibilities, the rumors, and whether or not Bregman to Chicago is a match made in baseball heaven. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss this one. The Cubs and the third base dilemma. So let's set the stage here. The Chicago Cubs, big market, big expectations, have had some serious third base uncertainty in the past few years. Last season, they were dealing with a revolving door at third, with guys like Christopher Morel and Isaac Paredes trying to make it work. Spoiler alert, it didn't exactly work. But enter Alex Bregman, a guy who's been with the Houston Astros for all of his big league career, crushing homers and earning 2 World Series rings. This guy's not just a bat. He's a leader, a champion, and a third baseman who's got it all. And while the Cubs have made some moves this offseason, like Kyle Tucker joining their outfield, they still have a hole at third. The timing? Well, it couldn't be more perfect for Bregman to swoop in and save the day. Bregman's skill set, a Cubs fan's dream? Now, let's talk about what Bregman brings to the table. This guy is the real deal. We're talking about a career .277 hitter with 191 home runs, solid defense at third, and a winning mentality that the Cubs need in a clubhouse that's been in the doldrums for a few years now. Imagine Bregman joining forces with Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ, and Seiya Suzuki. That's a lineup that would make any NL Central team tremble in their cleats. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. While Bregman's got the skill and pedigree to make an instant impact, he's still a free agent. That means we're stuck in that waiting game. Will he join the Cubs? Will Jed Hoyer pull the trigger? Or will another team swoop in and steal him away? It's a nail-biter, folks. Hoyer's move, playing it smart? And speaking of Jed Hoyer, the Cubs' president of baseball operations, he's in a bit of a tight spot. The pressure is on. He's got 1 year left on his contract. And while he's made some savvy moves, like trading for Kyle Tucker, the Cubs are still far from a playoff-ready team. They finished 10 games behind the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central race last year. And while this season's squad has potential, it's clear they need one more piece to make that leap. So, is Bregman that piece? According to Hoyer, I wouldn't rule out anything. But at the same time, he's focused on the guys in camp right now. And that's fair. There are some top prospects like Matt Shaw who could step up and fill that third base hole. But with Bregman still sitting out there, the possibility of him landing at Wrigley Field is still alive. Why this move could help the Cubs in 2025 and beyond. Alright, let's put on our crystal ball hats for a second. The Cubs are on a mission to compete in the NL Central, and while they've made some good moves this offseason, it's clear that Bregman could put them over the top. As it stands, the division is wide open. If Bregman joins the team, it's not out of the question that the Cubs could be serious contenders. But here's the thing. Hoyer knows he's in a high-pressure situation. With 2025 on the horizon, he's looking to build a competitive squad. And whether he gets Bregman or not, the stakes are higher than ever. The Cubs can't afford to waste another year of postseason hopes. The Cubs versus Dodgers, the tale of 2 offseason approaches. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about something interesting. The Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers have taken very different approaches to the offseason. While the Dodgers have been tossing around cash like confetti, the Cubs have been more conservative, building their team methodically. And you know what? That's not a bad strategy. Especially if they end up landing Bregman. The Dodgers might have the financial firepower to make a splash, but the Cubs have shown that they can still build a competitive roster without burning through a mountain of cash. The question is, will Bregman be the last piece of the puzzle that propels them to the top? Time will tell. Conclusion. So, what do you think? Is Alex Bregman destined to wear a Cubs jersey? Or is this just a dream that will fade with the spring training sun? While there's still a lot of uncertainty, There's no doubt that adding a player of Bregman's caliber would drastically improve the Cubs' chances at contending in the NL Central. Let me know in the comments what you think. Will Bregman end up at Wrigley? Or are we about to see him in a different uniform? Either way, this offseason isn't over, and anything can happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're in the loop on all things Cubs and MLB. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Folks, stay tuned because I'll be back with more updates, analysis, and of course, more baseball talk. Who knows, maybe we'll be talking about a Cubs dynasty soon. Until next time, keep the faith, enjoy the game, and always root for the Cubs, no matter what uniform Bregman is wearing.